launder money outside Nigeria. Buhari set up his banks. And I mentioned it in China City. And my brother, the SAN, sued me for 5 billion. Where will I get 5 billion? I've never seen 5 billion before. So I don't want to go too deep, but if you ask questions at the end of this lecture, I think I ought to stop to welcome my friend, Showore. When I spoke to Buhari, I know that they could have killed me. And I said, the country is more important than Buhari. And he is dead now. Tinubu is there now. He will also leave. But we'll get there. So, next slide. So, I'm asking I do respect, madam. I'm asking for judicial immunity today. In case maybe I will say something here. I don't want you people to write. I don't like seeing those letters, when they come. So I'm requesting for immunity because I'm going to be a little bit hard on the topic because life is very important. Next slide. So I'm going to start with justice and equity. This is where I want to, put the lecture. The pedagogy I'm trying to use is like mixed method. What is justice? What is equity? I shouldn't be teaching this class because you are the experts in the subject. But I look at when wrongs are corrected and power restrained by law. This is very fundamental to me. Justice is structured pursuit of what people are due. Justice demands rules. 1, wrong corrected, power restrained by law. Equity demands understanding. I'm going to talk about federal character later. A stable society needs both. In other words, you need justice and you need equity. So justice sets the standards while equity corrects the terrain on which people stand. And that's why we're doing all these federal character, RNG, presidential things, and so on, because we try to balance things. But I'm sure Showore is going to talk more about that. Why justice is the societal commitment to fairness through systems and norms, equity goes a step further. It recognizes that identical treatment does not always yield fairness. Equity adjusts for historical burdens, structural imbalances. These are my words. Next slide. I'm going to move a little fast because we're going to the main theme. So this is the background to the studies. We are looking at the right to life and security. This is not theory. This is not an abstract, and this is not rhetorical. We're not here to speak rhetorics. We are talking seriously about life, When life is gone, you can't take it back. There's nothing you can do to recover it. So we want to know whether Nigeria how can we transform what we are saying, right to security, from the theoretical premise that we all know to something that is enforceable. How can we do that? And this is very important because we have not been doing that. How can we do that? So during the plenary, I think we may have to discuss for that. So next slide, please. So what are the challenges? Framing the challenges. Human rights means little without effective state protection. You cannot enjoy education, political participation, religious freedom. And today I have decided to discuss only 4. I know when you talk about human rights, it's vast. But because of our time, I've limited it to the right to life and duty of the state, the impact of insecurity on education, because I'm looking at education as key to insecurity because of this northern feudal system of almajiris that has produced millions of recruits for Boko Haram. The third one is political freedom. If I have my way, if I have magic, I'll just make sure to be the president of Nigeria. Just announce. But when you look at the condition of political freedom in Nigeria, You saw what happened to Adeleke in Oshun yesterday or day before yesterday. It's an abnormality. It's disgusting. Whoever is safe is doing that. It shows us like we are toward below third world countries, like a banana, the republic, you just look at an executive governor and just, mess him up. So these are that's why I'm making this the third point. And as I said, I'm not a tribalist. I don't care if Tinubu is the president. If he's doing well, I praise him. If he's not doing well or his wife is not doing well, I will say it. It doesn't matter. When Buhari, who's a Fulani, was not doing well, I say it. And the last one, which is so important, is the freedom of religion and the reality of this mass killing that we are seeing. Next slide. Now, look at I shouldn't do this because I'm talking to experts, but I try to pretend. You can say I'm wearing bow tie. I try to be like a lawyer too. So the right to life is the most sacred. Look at section 33. What it says: no one shall be intentionally deprived of life except under conditions established by law. But look at what the Janjaweeds, look at what they are doing in the country. Running amok, going to church, shooting people, killing, as if it's like a movie. It's like I'm dreaming. Look at what the Constitution says. The Section 33 said, no one shall be intentionally deprived of life. And we have a president, a commander-in-chief, and he's watching. People are running from churches and killing people as if it's a joke, like it's a movie that's not real. So if the Constitution is there and we can't defend this Constitution, then I don't think we have business in government. I really don't think so. Now, I'm asking whether Nigeria has fulfilled its responsibility, and the answer is no. For the past 10 years, we've not been doing that. I was hopeful when Tinubu was coming. I thought things would be different, but it has not changed. So you can see the statistics on the screen. We have 90,000 violent deaths. 90,000. If you kill one American, one. I did a research when they came to Nigeria to rescue one of their own. Some people think it's a movie. That is not true. It is true. And they spent about $1 billion. I spoke to my friends. How did they do it? They said it cost them about $1 billion to rescue one person from Nigeria. Now look at, we have a president also, a commander-in-chief. And look at 90,000. If you're not alarmed, I am. If you're not ashamed, I'm ashamed. Now, look at 6,600 Nigerians were killed by bandits. We're not talking about one Nigeria. And it becomes normal. Nigeria remains among the world's worst affected country by terrorism. Next slide. I don't think this is something that is should make us happy. So I try to provide what should they do. I'm not going to waste time on this slide because they know what to do. Madam just mentioned General Olawunmi, and I told him about General Olawunmi that he's one of the most brilliant general I've come across. There's General Aduloju. There are so many officers. Even there's General Aliu, who worked with me at Defense. We have brilliant. Don't think military men just wear uniform and cock and fire. We have very brilliant officers. And if I now want to tell them this is what they should do, it's like I'm wasting your time here. They know exactly what to do. The problem is that our politicians are holding them back. Don't do it. You cannot go. Somebody call our soldiers to withdraw from their posts so that the terrorists can go and capture your children. So this is the problem. It's not this one. So I don't want to, next slide. I don't want to waste time too much, but I'm going to make the slides available for you. Insecurity and right education. You are clapping. Don't worry, I'll make it available to you, no problem. Insecurity and right education. As I said, there's no way you can remove education from the issue of insecurity in Nigeria. Most of the Almajiris that have been breeding for the past 60 years are the Boko Haram you are seeing today. So you can see what they are doing since 2014, abducting our children from schools, and we are looking. You can see nearly 1.3 million children are losing access to education. Imagine 1.3 million people in the next 40 years in this same country. 3 out of every 4 children within age 6 to 15 cannot read simple sentence. And look at China with their population. Go and check Singapore with their population and see the percentage of education, those that were educated, those that are literate. If you go to Denmark, it's almost 98, 99% literacy rate. Then we have Tinubu there, and we're having these issues, because these are contemporary issues. And they don't seem to care. It doesn't matter. As long as everybody moves to APC and we win again, life continues. That should stop. So we now have generation of people that are uneducated, and they're going to multiply the case of insecurity in Nigeria. So what are we doing? Look at the education system. So I'm going to, next slide, I'm going to give room for my panelists so that when it is time for us to interface, we may be able to develop them further. I'm happy Showore is here. We knew what happened in 2023. I know this is not a political forum, so I'm not going to really delve too much into politics, but we knew what happened. But why am I trying to say this? It's because in politics, it is garbage in, garbage out. If you have good representatives, there's that tendency that security will be a thing of the past. So I want to leave that to you. I'm not a politician. I will never be a politician. And my friend that wants to do, I'm going to support him. So, but this is very important, that political participation, and it's because of Showore I put this red line. Political participation must never be treated as a crime. Because one of the president and the police, my friend sitting here, they'll be chasing Showore up and down. I think they're like Tom and Jerry. But I'm enjoying it anyway. It's like, it's like drama in the country, Yeah. So maybe later you come and sit very close. Next slide, please. Yeah, I've been joking. This is where I'm going to become serious. The issue of religion. Freedom of thoughts, conscience, and religion. Section 38 of the Constitution protects freedom of thoughts, conscience, and religion. Yet, Nigeria continues to experience widespread religiously motivated attack. More than 50,000 Christian deaths between 2009 and 2023. Over 18,000 churches attacked or destroyed. International Watch Day considered ranked Nigeria among the worst countries for religious killings. So this is not merely a security issue, it is a constitutional emergency. And I'm happy that we are all here together. This is a constitutional emergency, and the lawyers, the bar, the bench should actually rise up. When houses of worship becomes a battleground, where you will see all this, I mean, when I see them, I mean, I just feel I should have a magic wand to just catch them, then just, do something to them. Because they will just enter church. People are praying in the church, then you enter church and start shooting them. In this country, and the president, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, is comfortable. Is comfortable. I don't understand. So, we have to address the issue of religion. Next slide, please. Now, this is the key point, the center of gravity of this lecture. Look at the board. The grand norm is the Constitution of Federal Republic of Nigeria. Section 10 is actually mentioned issue of secularity. So I want to ask my audience, is Nigeria a secular state? On paper. In reality. Somebody say yes. Yeah, maybe we don't understand the grand norm. When you have a constitution and the constitutional state, that you are a secular state. And in that same constitution, the secularity question, he said the governor of the federation or a state shall not adopt any state religion. That's what the constitution said. I didn't say it. And you can check. This is what he says. The governor of the federation, that's Tinubu, or governor of a state, like Zamfara State, shall not adopt any state religion. That's what the constitution says. And this Fulani will keep on flouting the constitution, destroying the country, and we will be afraid to talk to them. How many times will you die? How many times? Why are you afraid to talk to them? They are flouting the Bible. The Constitution is our Bible, it's our Quran. He said, the governor of the federation or a state shall not adopt any state religion. Then, unknown to some of you, I'm sure Shawore will know, between Abacha time and Abdul Salami time, they tinker with the constitution. They did what? They tinker with it. They introduced Sharia in the constitution 73 times. Islam is mentioned in that same constitution 28 times. Grand Qadi of Islam, 54 times. Muslim, about 10 times. Some of you can do further research. I think it's about 10 times when I check, because I have to count one by one. Christ, church, Christianity, 0 times. So I tried to develop a league, like this football league, like European league. So I said in our Constitution of the Federal Republic League, Islam, 165. Christian, 0. Please clap for them. Yeah, clap for them. They won. Islam, 165 in your Constitution. And we are all here. We are lawyers. I'm disturbed. 165 times. Christian or any other religion. Isheshe, traditional religion, 0. They also have the audacity to come to the House of Assembly. They have the audacity to come and say that they want to remove the only thing that is helping some of us, the only thing that is in this constitution that is making us not to be Islamized completely, that the Sharia issue is a personal thing, is written in the constitution. They now said, now we want to remove that personal. And that is why this lawyer, who is a Yoruba boy, who has a family in Lagos, who has office in Lagos, is suing me for 5 billion for trying to rescue his people, his family, his unborn children. He, a Yoruba man, is suing me, collecting money from terrorists and suing me. Because I'm trying to rescue his unborn children. What do I gain? What do I lose? Why should you collect money from terrorists and sue your brother? That is betrayal. And the punishment for betrayal in some areas, especially in Russia, is death. You don't betray your brothers, okay? You don't go and collect money from Fulani and come and sue me. So, this is the center of gravity of why there's killing in Nigeria today. Because the constitution permits them. And as I was saying, when Abacha and Abdulsalam did this, there's no time I could have told you how Obasanjo was brought out from prison, because immediately he came out from prison, he was brought to the east. I was in Enugu State, I was a CSO to a governor, and he was brought to our government house, and we have to basically rehabilitate and help with his wife, Stella. He never knew because he was in prison. He never knew what was going on. By the time they packaged him, I don't want to go into the secret of what happened, how he became the president. But by the time they packaged him, he never saw this constitution. The 1999 constitution, he never saw it. Until he was sworn in. And anybody can challenge me. When I say things, I wait for people to challenge me. He never saw it. So he was sworn in. Because somebody coming out from prison would have had time. Maybe he could have been able to say something about it, but he never saw it. And you should challenge me that he was sworn in with this constitution. He never saw it. So we need to address the issue of Islamic, next slide please, things that are in the constitution. Sharia law, secularity, and masculine. Why there's masculine is because Sharia code was written to the 99 constitution. Remember, it is the 99 constitution. That's why I give that background earlier. It is written to the court of jurisprudence. And in the Sharia Court of Appeal, stating that Sharia Court of Appeal is a superior court of record. I'm sure Madam will know what I'm saying. Do you know what it means? And I'm not making it up, it's in your constitution. So, constitutional post specifically as Sharia Court of Appeal is reserved for Islamic religion. In other words, this court now, Madam cannot serve in the court. You must be what? You must be a grand Qadi. It's just for Islamic people only. But if you are living in Kano and you're a Christian and you are caught drinking beer, the Hizbah police will arrest you and punish you. So, and I want you to underscore that. So it means, as they are arguing that Sharia is for Muslim alone, it's not true. If you're a Christian living in Kano and you are caught for other blasphemy, you can be stoned to death. So why should we allow this to happen in the country? So this is the best place for us to have this conversation after. So my question is, what is a truly secular state? Nigeria is a truly secular state. Abi, we all agree today, right? So what is a truly secular state doing with constitutionally entrenched Sharia Court of Appeal? What are we doing with it? Why are we not interrogating it? Why are we shy? Why are we docile? Why are we too Christian Like, I mean, Christians, they say if they slap you here, you turn the other one, right? That injunction will not help us, okay? What is a truly secular state in Nigeria? What is it doing at Sharia court? What is it doing with it? And in this same constitution, there's no Christian, there's no traditional religion, there's no Isheshe Court of Appeal. And Obasanjo also allowed the 12 northern states to practice Sharia. I don't blame him. He just came out from prison, became a president, they have to do what they want. And the Fulani has been doing this with the Yorubas, with the Southwest. They know maybe you are not qualified, they bring you to power, and they tell you what to do. Yes, they tell you what to do. So, the last point I want to mention here, is that a DSS officer? Are you from DSS? Okay. The OIC. Gentlemen, Nigeria is an Islamic state. Quote me. Because, look at, if you're a member of OIC, Organization of Islamic Countries, gentlemen, we've been a member of OIC for 40 years. And you say you are not an Islamic country. OIC is not meant for, OIC is not for secular states. OIC is not meant for secular states. You must be an Islamic state. And some of you should go and study the OIC clauses. You are lawyers. Do you know that one of the conditions for you to be really recognized as a member of OIC is if you can have a Muslim president, quote me, consecutively. Are you following this Muslim ticket now? You must have a president, a Muslim president, after that another Muslim president, consecutively for at least 10 years. Buhari was president for 8 years. Muslim. Gentlemen of the press, pay attention. Tinubu now has been president of Nigeria for 2 years, plus 8 years of Buhari. We have qualified. We have qualified. Remember, it's been jungle. Jonathan will come, Obasanjo will come, this one will come. They needed you to have president consecutively for 10 years. Muslim president. So, what you can take home from this lecture is that Nigeria is an Islamic state. We escaped by just one small tip. If they have brought that in at the legislative arm, if they have removed that personal, which has to do with marriages, inheritance, and divorce, if they've removed that from the constitution, then Nigeria is now an Islamic state. And because I said that to our population to understand what is going on, a Yoruba man, SCN, sue me for 5 billion. I hope the Department of State Services and the other arms of American security are listening. We have some people that are working for the terrorists that are not also in Nigeria. They're hiding in the United States. They should pay attention to them. Why should you bring Islamism through the back door? In 86, Babangida led us to this. Buhari came, they continued. Now, Christians cannot worship freely. We are talking about freedom from fear. We are talking about human rights. But if you go to church, they will hunt you down. And the Muslim ticket seems to be very happy with it. Next slide. So we have, as I said, these are the statistics it shows for you. Next slide. So these are the problems. Lack of political will. All the sponsors of Boko Haram that have given, I know them, I've given it to them. They have the list. Since 2021, that I said the center of gravity of this problem are the sponsors. It took them 4 years for people to start catching up. Oh, the center of gravity are the sponsors. And today, everybody, including the Americans, seems to know that what I said in 2021 is actually the center of gravity. But what happened? Our government refused to arrest them, prosecute them, and see where we are since 4 years ago that I've said it. If they've taken caution, today we now have what is going on in numerous places, Plateau, Benue State, Kwara, Ilorin, and so on. We wouldn't have them because you could have taken them off the streets. So that is the issue of lack of government will. And I will stay there. Next slide, because we need to go. So I came up with this 7-point agenda. We should teach Constitution in the school. Gentlemen, if you're into education, we should teach the Constitution of the Federal Republic of China in the schools. It should be taught. And we should expunge religion from the Constitution. It's a secular state. We should just remove it from the Constitution. That's number one. We have to discuss about the OIC membership. It's either the same parliament that wants to remove personal, because they think we are all fools. Because once you remove personal, we become Islamites. Because it's now, those facts now apply to everybody. But if you say it's personal, then it's only applicable to 3 things: divorce, marriage, and inheritance. But if you remove it, then it covers everything up to criminal laws. That means the Constitution of Nigeria has now said Nigeria is an Islamic state. Why they are doing this, I don't know. Maybe we discuss that during the plenary. So I said that we should discuss the OIC membership either at the parliament or we can conduct a referendum. Why can't we? Do you want to be an Islamic country? We can conduct a referendum. The other one is the issue of personal matters still exists because they could not succeed in removing it. So cutting people's hands and going to the issue of criminal code shouldn't have been allowed. What is going on, and we are still looking. Now, we should build advocacy. Some of you that are Christian, build up advocacy, and policy. Why can't you have Christian legal and civil response challenges to religious contradictions? If there's a contradiction in your constitution, there's a contradiction there. Why can't we build advocacy and policy, Christian legal and civil response to challenge this contradiction? Why can't we do that? Instead of somebody suing me for 5 billion, why can't we focus on something like this? And the other one is reciprocity. Reciprocity, in favor of any religion. Because if you look at appointments in the government now, it's not balanced. Okay, so if you appoint a Muslim to be sitting governor, okay, you should apply a Christian to be somebody in maybe finance, Ministry of Finance. Why not? And I want to conclude by saying what I'm saying is not about individuals; it's about the system, the legal and political system. Next slide. I'm very fond of some philosophers. One of them is Aristotle, Sun Tzu, and Clausewitz. And Aristotle is of the opinion that a modern state cannot tolerate normalization of religious killing. So, Nigeria needs to have a national database of non-religious violence response. Of course, the Americans, they have. We have their database, and maybe we should make it a national thing. Then federal prosecution of religious motivated attack. If people are attacked because of religious reason, they should be prosecuted. That's what the court is for, and we sentence them. Then we have to protect our churches, and all this thing I'm saying here is something that we can do, is what we do. But I think the government is not willing to do that. So let's go to the next slide. When citizens lose the right to life, every other right becomes meaningless. When schools are unsafe, the nation's future is compromised. When politics becomes violent, democracy dies slowly. When religious killings are tolerated, as it is now, national unity fractures. The Nigerian state must rise to its constitutional responsibility, not occasionally, not selectively, but consistently and universally. Next slide. Yes, my friends, I have to actually acknowledge